Kia ora, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week at everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news bond yields are rising sharply today as fears for a hot response in Taiwan seem to recede. Overshadowed this morning by that Pelosi trip to Taiwan, the dairy auction delivered another weak result, down another 5% from the prior event. That means overall prices are now down 27% from the peak in March. The whole milk powder price fell 6.1% and more than expected. The skim milk powder price fell 5.3% and also more than expected. Butter also fell 6.1%. Despite global reductions in milk supply, this auction didn't bring a respite from falling demand. Farmgate payout forecasts will now need to be pared back as this run of price declines is now well embedded, and prospects for a turn higher seem to have faded. Expect analysts to start trimming adjustments later this week. Today's decline was the fourth in a row and the ninth of the past 10. Meanwhile, American retail sales climbed last week to record one of their best gains of the year. But the number of job openings in the US fell in June by 605,000 from the month earlier to 10.7 million, the lowest in 9 months and below the market expectations of 11 million. In China, after a 3-month stand-down period to supposedly allow their inshore fish stocks to recover, thousands of fishing vessels have been launched into the oceans for a renewed plunder. China doesn't show the same minimal restraint for the wider oceans, though. And staying on the seas, global shipping giant Maersk has raised its earnings guidance again, a third rise. They say shipping freight costs will stay high for longer. The supply chain congestion has been a river of gold for them, and they're essentially saying they want it to continue. In Australia, their central bank raised their cash target rate by 50 basis points to 1.85% as expected. Most analysts see another 50 basis points coming in September, but then the increases will slow to 25 basis points. They've raised their inflation forecasts, but lowered their growth forecasts. And the US Treasury 10-year yield starts today at 2.73%, surging 12 basis points from this time yesterday. And the price of gold opens today at $1,769 an ounce in New York, which is unchanged from this time yesterday. And oil prices are up $1.50 to just over $94 a barrel in the US, while the international Brent price is now just on $100.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar opened today falling by more than 0.5 cent from this time yesterday at 62.7 US cents. Against the Australian dollar, we're firmer at 90.4 Australian cents, and against the euro, we're at 61.6 euro cents, little changed. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at 71.1. Get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston. That was